Every time you set up a new computer, Microsoft basically begs you to log in with a Microsoft account, almost sometimes forcing you to do so. But what if you don't want to connect to a Microsoft account? What if you want to use your computer on your terms, no syncing, no connection to Microsoft if possible? Can you still do it in 2025? Yes, you can. It's called a local account, and in today's video, I'm going to show you how to set that up to make sure that you can use your computer on your terms. And whether you have Windows 10 or Windows 11, whether you've had a computer for a while or you're just setting it up for the first time, it's super easy to do, and I'm going to show you how to do it today. Hello, my friends. My name is Scott Merrill. I've been in IT for nearly 35 years now, and what we do on this channel is Windows tips, tricks, troubleshooting, reviews, all kinds of stuff Windows related. So if that's the kind of thing you're into, make sure you stick around, and make sure you check out my video catalog because I've made a ton of videos all about Windows, all kinds of stuff, and some of which you might actually find interesting. Additionally, one of the things that I do on this channel is make PC recommendations for people who are looking to buy a new computer but really don't know where to start. There is a link in the description. It's a quick form. Fill that out. It'll send me an email, and I will laser focus to find you exactly what you need for your budget. So one more quick thing. If you happen to be on TikTok at any point and you see this channel, please know this is not mine. This person has stolen all of my YouTube content and reposted it as themselves on TikTok, and they're making all the revenue from that. So if you go to this page at some point and you leave a comment, please know that I will not see it because it is not mine. I'm trying to work with TikTok to get that channel taken down, and feel free to leave a comment on one of their videos if you like, letting them know that it is not theirs. But in the meantime, just wanted to let you know that. And also, real quick, thanks to LJ and Billy for the gifts from my Amazon wish list. I got tickled to death when they came in the mail. It was really great. Thanks so much again for the support. Now, let's get that local account created for you. Now, one thing I want to touch on is that if you are setting up your computer for the first time, then you're going to probably be force-fed the Microsoft automatic login part, and there is a way to bypass it. Microsoft is going to be trying to do away with that option, but for right now, it still works. So when you go through the setup, you're going to get to this screen right here, which says, let's connect you to a network. In this case, you might have this option right here for I don't have internet. If you click that option down here, then your computer should restart and let you create a local account. Now, one way you can force it to do this is to turn off your wireless, or if you use a wired connection, just pull that cable out of the computer. That will force Windows to make you create a local account. But that will also disconnect anything in your house that is using that internet connection. So there is a way around it. And again, it's not going to last forever, but here's what you have to do. Have to hold down Shift and then press F10 on your keyboard. And that will bring this box up right here. And then what you're going to want to do, if this box pops up for you, is you're going to type a command. It's OOBE/bypass NR. And then when you hit enter, your computer will restart and it will allow you to create a local account where you can choose to use a password or not use a password. That's how to set it up on the initial install. And again, as Microsoft continues to phase out that bypass, you may be forced to create a Microsoft account just to use your computer, and then you can later on create a local account for your daily use, and that's what I'm going to show you. Now, I'm not going to go into all the reasons why I recommend a local account versus a Microsoft account. There's a billion different reasons, and for some people, a Microsoft account makes more sense, and for a lot of people who, especially those who are concerned about privacy and wanting to stay disconnected from Microsoft, a local account makes more sense. If you're interested in learning more about the differences between a local account and a Microsoft account, let me know down in the comments, and maybe I'll make a video about it so that you can decide for yourself which makes more sense. But today, I'm going to assume that you already know you don't want to be connected to Microsoft, and I'm going to show you how to do that, creating a local account. So I'm going to show you both Windows 10 and Windows 11 varieties on how to do it in each. Because some of you are going to still be on Windows 10, especially with the extended support that Microsoft just allowed you to have. It'll let you keep Windows 10 for another year. So either way, I'm going to show you both of those, and whichever operating system works for you, that's the one that you should use. Now, also understand if you have a different version of Windows, in other words, a different feature version, your screens may be a little different, but for the most part, I'm going to point you to the places that you need to go in order to create this local account. So in Windows 10, just right click on your start button, and then you're just going to go to settings. Now, as you can see here, I am logged into a Microsoft account specifically to show you how to log out of it, okay? So you can click Accounts right here, and then some of you may have the option to click Sign In with a local account instead, right here. And all this does is it just takes you off your Microsoft account, but it doesn't affect anything as far as how you log into your computer. But what I would recommend is go ahead and keep that Microsoft account on here and create a separate local account. Now, if you click on this right here, all of your existing settings and all of that will be exactly the way they are as far as like customizations and things like that. But if you create a separate local account, it's like a totally separate user. In other words, you're going to have your own desktop, your own customizations and such. So depending on which one of those works best for you, that's the one that I would use. Now in this case, I want to create a separate, completely separate user account that's still going to have all my programs installed, but I don't want any of this person's profile information connected to me. So just to show you what it looks like, I'm going to go ahead and click Sign In with a local account instead. And it's going to say, are you sure you want to switch? Windows works better when you sign in with Microsoft. Well, yeah, no, it doesn't. It just sends more data to Microsoft. And again, anything that has been backed up to Microsoft already as far as preferences and things like that are going to be turned off. No synchronization, which is what a lot of people like. So if you just click Next, and then it's going to say, are you sure that you want to do this? And I don't remember my Microsoft password, so I got to go here to More Choices and then use the PIN that I log into the computer with. And this is another reason why I don't like using Microsoft, because if my account got compromised somehow, I might not be able to log into my computer. So for the username here, I'm just going to call it test, and I can leave the password blank, which you can't do with a Microsoft account. So that is one advantage. Again, I'll talk about all those things in an upcoming video, but if you don't need a password, then you can just leave this blank. You can leave the confirm password blank, and obviously you don't need a password hint. At that point, you just click Next, and then what you have to do is click Sign Out and Finish. And then at this point, it's going to convert that Microsoft account on your computer to a local account. So here's my account that I just created and changed from a Microsoft account, and all I have to do is click Sign In, and there you go. So all your stuff should be right here exactly where it was. You haven't changed anything other than the way that you log into your computer. So that is one way to easily switch from a Microsoft account to a local account, as you can see here. And of course, if you go back into your settings, Microsoft will say sign into your Microsoft account, blah, 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 and synchronize and all that other crap. So if you go back here into your accounts, instead of saying sign in with a local account, it wants you to sign back in with a Microsoft account. But you don't have to. That's the most important thing, is that you don't have to do it. If at some point you want to go in and change the way you log in, like add a password or a PIN, you can certainly do that here under sign in options. But now you are under a local account which is not attached to Microsoft. Now, a common misconception is that if you have OneDrive or anything like that, that those programs won't work. That is not true. Once you log in, even to a local account, you just won't automatically be signed into OneDrive or Microsoft Edge or Office or anything like that. But it doesn't change anything. You can still use your username and password for your Microsoft account to log into those apps, and they will still work on a local account. Now, truth be told, my two favorite reasons for using a local account is mainly because, one, I don't need to connect to Microsoft or anything. And if I need a Microsoft app, like something in the store or Office or OneDrive, I can just log into those programs, Microsoft Teams, even. Anything that normally uses your Microsoft account, you just log into it. It's no big deal. It's like you would log into your banking. But it doesn't have to be automatic when you use your Microsoft account to log into your computer. And again, Microsoft doesn't do a very good job of letting you know you even have this option, so you kind of have to work around it. But long story short, it's not going to hurt you to have your Microsoft account still on your computer, but for your daily usage, I would definitely recommend using a local account. And secondly, I don't like needing a password to log into my own computer. I just want to turn it on and have it go to the desktop. I don't want to have to try to remember another password just to be able to access my own computer. those are really my two primary reasons. And again, for some of you who are concerned about privacy and Microsoft telemetry, and the less Microsoft knows about me, the better, this is a good way to limit that. Now, it's not going to completely eliminate it. Microsoft will still find ways for your data to go be sent home to the mothership, but that's an entirely different video on how to cut down Microsoft telemetry and all that 100%. But this will eliminate Microsoft basically watching and knowing everything that you do. Let me show you how to do it in Windows 11, and then you'll be good to go. Windows 11 is basically the same. Right click on your Start button and go to Settings. Now, when your Settings comes up, just go over here to Accounts. And what you can do here is go down to Other Users. Now, depending on what version of Windows you have, you may see an option here for Family and Other Users. And I think that's a Windows 10 thing. In Windows 11, I think it's just called Other Users. So if you click that, and then again, click Add Account, and then when it asks you how the person is going to sign in, if you just typed your email address, which would be your Microsoft account, it will add a Microsoft account to this computer, but we don't want to do that. So we want to click, I don't have this person's sign-in information. And when you do that, now you're basically getting the option to create a local account. So to do that, you click Add a User without a Microsoft account. And now you are creating a local user. And again, you can name it whatever you want. You can leave the password blank if you like, or put in a password. I prefer to not use one, and click Next. It's going to take a second and create that local account that you can log into if you like. And just like that, you'll have a new local account that you can use that doesn't connect to Microsoft, just to use your computer. Now, one other caveat is that if you plan on using that account to install software or anything like that, by default, it is a standard account. What that means is that you're going to need an administrator password anytime you want to install a program or anything like that. So if you need this account to be an administrator, then you're going to click Change Account Type, and then you get a pop-up saying, are you sure you want to continue? You would just go to this account type box, change it to an administrator, and click OK. And now you'll see here that it says Administrator Local Account. And that's all you got to do. Now you can either restart your computer and then just choose that new login as your local account, and it will create that brand new profile for you. Or if you chose the option, as I showed you before, where you just stop automatically logging in and it converts it into a local account automatically, you shouldn't have to do anything. It should just be right there. But either way, that is how you can disconnect your computer from Microsoft and just use your computer as your computer. Now again, there are some pros and some cons, and again, that's probably better reserved for a dedicated video so that you as the average person know what makes more sense for you. So just as one example, if you have a laptop that you use when you travel, and you have a desktop that you use when you're home at the office, and you want to be able to synchronize your files and your settings and all of that, sometimes logging into a Microsoft account makes more sense because your stuff is just there, whichever device you use. On the other hand, some people really just don't like Microsoft, and unfortunately, there's a lot of things about Microsoft that certainly justify that, but this is one way that you can just take ownership back of your computer. And again, my biggest thing is I want to be able to not use a password, and you have to at least use a PIN or some other way to sign in if you're using a Microsoft account, because it's requiring it to log into the Microsoft server. So again, I'll probably make a dedicated video on that, but those are just a couple of the pros and cons on why you might want to use a local account. And again, whether you have Windows 10 or Windows 11, as you can see, it's very simple. One last thing, again, my version of Windows may be a different feature version that you have, but the Windows settings and then the accounts section is where you want to be. Once you've gotten to that point, you will now know how to go in and add a local account and disconnect yourself from Microsoft. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it answered a question for you and it helped you out a little bit. And if it did, make sure you click like and subscribe. Thanks to you, we're coming up on 300,000 subscribers, and we wouldn't have been able to do it without all of your support. Now, I don't know what YouTube is going to show you next, but I'm pretty sure it's going to pop up over here. As always, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.